This is a video that I knew I was going to have to make sooner or later, and I was really going to wait until after everything was all said and done and we were on to the new situation, but I don't really know when that's going to be or if that's going to even happen now. So I figured I'd make the video now, finally get it off my chest, and kind of also explain some things that have been going on lately. So as you can see from the title and everything, buying this house, it was the biggest mistake that I ever made. It's crazy because from the moment you guys have met me, even before YouTube, let's go back to Instagram days, I've been on this upward trajectory. I started Instagram showing my very humble slab collection, and then I started growing that. I started grading books. I started collecting key issues. I sold all the key issues. I bought the Amazing Fantasy 15, and it was like a road to AF15 thing only on Instagram way back in the day. This is probably 9-10 years ago now. Then I would sell the slab collection. I found statues. I got into the omnibus stuff. I started buying that, started showing them off on Instagram. And then I relaunched my YouTube channel. I actually started the YouTube channel. I think you can see the date on here. I think it's like September 11th, but 2015 maybe. I only put out one video. It didn't do much and I gave up. But I relaunched it in October of 2017, and it was less than a month from the time that I bought my first house. So the moment you guys met me, I had just bought my first house. I had set up the room with all the statues and the omnibus that I've been buying at the time, and I launched the channel, and we got some traction. I kind of figured out how to have more than one video of content. And then you guys have seen me grow from 100 subs, which is like what I had when I started because of the people that I had from Instagram. And then you see me grow from 1,000 to 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 25, 50, 100,000. You know, at this time we're in pandemic era, and I'm just booming. I'm doing better than I ever had. I ended up paying off the house that we were living in there, and I was making enough money with GemMintC Collectibles that I didn't need to work anymore. So I quit my job and I started doing this thing full time. Now everything was going great. And then I had the bright idea, let's expand. The room that I was in, I was kind of running out of space. The walls were closing in. You know, all of the setup was IKEA stuff, and I wanted to expand the channel. I wanted to create a custom made space. So I got the bright idea, let's get a new house. We're doing really well. Let's get a big house that we could work towards paying that off, and we'll take the proceeds from the sale of this house to put down a down payment, to deck out the basement, and whatever we need to do. So that's what we did. You know, we got this house, we bought the basement. I wanted to make it custom. I wanted to make it special. So we did the floors with the blue epoxy. We got the library made, everything I always envisioned, a library with a ladder, a big kind of PAX unit display, but custom built-ins. I set it up, we put the statues up, and I do like the year-end room tour. Doesn't perform. Doesn't do nearly as well as the room tours prior, which were just in my house. So that was a little bit of a turnoff. For a while, it was uncomfortable making content here because we had a lot of construction going on. I used to do a lot of videos from this room, and I didn't like having to do statue unboxings, do the whole video, do the whole review just to put it right back in a box. So I kept telling myself everything will get better once the setup is complete. So the setup is complete, and it just doesn't feel the same anymore. I don't know what it is, man. Like I had more space in there, but I had trouble making content. I didn't feel like, I don't know, reading the weekly comic books anymore. I think if I'm being honest with myself, I got too comfortable with the Whatnot sponsorship. And just to kind of clarify what that was, Whatnot, I was under a contract with Whatnot. I was being paid monthly, a handsome sum, to promote the app. So it wasn't like anything nefarious. It was basically, you know, put ads in your videos, do shows so that you can also be familiar with the app, and, you know, get as many people from YouTube over to the platform. And boom, I had a contract with them. Contract was renewed. Everything was doing well. We were supposed to have a 3-year contract. That fell through for whatever reason. But I think I got too comfortable with that, and I lost focus on making the content. So I kind of knew towards the end of last year that they're not going to renew this contract. I have little to no contact with them, and nothing against them, man. I made a lot of money with them. I had a lot of fun on the app, but I knew they weren't going to renew it, and at this time, the channel is not making money, like really at all, like whatsoever. So here we come to the beginning of the year. I get the call; they're not renewing. And this is what I do full time, man. This is all it is. So I don't have a regular job or anything anymore. So immediately, I know I'm in a tough spot. I basically have just enough to pay the bills, but I don't have the extra capital like I had to buy cool things that I like, to review them for you guys. I just don't have the capital for that. And really, I don't have enough to even cover my overhead at this point. So we decided early in the year that we were going to put the house up for sale. I realized I don't need this to do what I was doing. I don't need the space that I thought would be helpful. Like, the whole point was to help the channel, but it didn't help the channel. I would argue to say it hurt the channel. So all I need, man, give me 2 walls, give me a corner somewhere, and that's all that I really need to be able to, make content and share the things that I think are cool. So, what I had to do was sell the majority of my statues, sold some of the other things that I bought when I was up, so that I would have this nest egg to get us through to when we were ready to list the house. There were some things around the house that we wanted to do to make it presentable, and we finally listed the house. And at this point, I'm already excited. I'm looking forward to downsizing. I'm looking forward to taking this $5,000 mortgage payment, taking the equity in the house, buying something close to paid off again, and have like a under 1,000 mortgage, like get my overhead way down so that I can comfortably breathe and have capital to buy shit and to make content. But the problem is the house has been listed for 30 days now, and we don't have any offers on it. And I know some people will say, well, yeah, who's going to buy it with the basement like that? And, I considered, hey, maybe I should knock down the shelves, do some kind of simple panel thing over the floor, cover it up. I mean, it's no big deal. It's not like it's not hard to turn this into a regular living space. But my realtor kind of felt like that wasn't necessary, that it was kind of cool. And, when I bought the house, I didn't care how the basement looked because I was going to change it anyway. So, so now, getting a little bit worried. But so the plans changed. Now we got to figure out, all right, now we got to save the house, or at least figure out how to keep up with the mortgage while it's listed, and hopefully it sells soon. So that's where I'm at right now. That's why I didn't go to Sideshow Con, to San Diego Comic-Con, because the house was listed. We had showings. I wanted to be here in case it did sell, and then we had to start looking for the next house. And that's why I don't really have plans to go to any conventions for the rest of the year either. So now the plan is to, continue to make YouTube content. I did actually get a deal with Whatnot for July, but it was only for July. And honestly, I don't really think I'm going to, even if they offered something for August, I don't think I'm going to do anything with them next month. Not because of them, just because I don't really have stuff that I want to sell. I've been selling some omnibus that I don't really personally love, keeping stuff that I really just love. And I'm going to just, try to focus on making content. But I'm going to try to make it fun, though. We're starting the live morning show. The first episode was this morning. And I think it went really well. I really enjoyed connecting with you guys again. And I want to still continue to do content. I mean, not only am I not really able to buy statues, but honestly, like, the economy took a dive. Statue companies are reevaluating. There has been almost no releases from XM Studio. Prime One has been super slow. Sideshow hasn't had many new releases. They've had a couple that have actually shipped. But they have had a lot of reveals and stuff that's supposed to come out towards the end of the year and the beginning of next year. So I think there's a lot to look forward to. I just got to sell this house, man. I made the classic mistake of my financial situation went up, but I immediately upped my overhead and my cost of living, which was a classic mistake that I didn't see at the time. I mean, right now I have the power of hindsight. And in hindsight, I would have stayed my ass in that house that was paid off and coasted through this time with no problem. But, I didn't do that. I decided to expand. Like I said, I thought it was going to be good for the channel. It didn't help the channel. If anything, it hurt the channel. Not just that. I mean, my actions as well. A couple of local people already know the situation. And it's funny because I've already gone through like the stages of grief. Like, I don't even care anymore. Like, I'm so excited for this place to sell, to find something new, create a new space, busting out the calyx again, putting the statues on top, doing posters, decking it out, making it feel more homey and not as showcase style as this house was. But other people, that when I first tell them, they're like blown away and like, oh my God, you must be super sad. Like, you built this space. But I kind of resent the space, man, to be honest. Like, it didn't do what it was supposed to do. And I don't really enjoy it. I don't really spend time down here. I'm only really down here to record. The rest of the house has many rooms and areas that we don't even use or furnish or anything. So, man, I'm just sharing this with you guys. I don't really know how to end it. I guess I'm just gonna end it by saying this was the biggest mistake. If I ever come up on some money again, I will not make the same mistake that I made with upping my cost of living. Um, we got to make it work until the house sells. I'm down to get a job. I would love to get a job and make this thing my my hobby again. Make it my side hustle again. You know what I mean? Like, go to work, have something secure, and then make videos when I get home, like how I used to. So, I mean, I'm down to get a job. I've tried to reach out to a few places. Unfortunately, no bites, man. I'm talking like my old job, talking about statue companies. I thought that I would be a good fit for a lot of these companies, but it's not looking too good. So, I mean, I don't know. I may get a regular job. I'm looking for something, and just trying to be honest with you guys and kind of shed some light on what's been going on here. But thanks for taking the time to watch the video. I'm not really sure how the comments are going to be. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm expecting a lot of "I told you so," this and that, negativity. You know, and I probably deserve it. It's cool, man. So however you feel about it, I mean, no one's going to stop you from saying what you want to say. But hoping for the best. It's been a long time since I've experienced this happening. Like I said, I've been on an upward trajectory for the last 10 years, and I made a move. I bet on myself, and it didn't work. You always see these success stories. You bet on yourself. You're an entrepreneur. It didn't work. It didn't work, and you know, we're gonna learn from it and move on. And yeah, that's it, man. Thanks for watching. Stay minty fresh.